Hello. We're going to the final fight of the final tier of the Eden Raid series. This is the 12th fight total of the entire raid series. Oh, I was just watching the cutscene. Forgot to say, Eden's Promise Eternity. I was just thinking, like, do they like wearing clothes like that? Or it's just what they've worn all this time and, you know, they didn't want to change?
Eden will become a utopia. One that we may share for all eternity.
She's still in there. Somewhere.
I don't know
I won't give up on our future, Gaia.
if this is where the grapes thing started, but I am aware that people reference grapes when they talk about this fight. So, just, yeah. Alright. We are on a circle stage. Careful you don't fall off. Great. Main tank is going to turn the boss around. It's going to be pretty important to have the boss be facing north. I'll explain later. It's usually important. It's easier for everyone else, but there's some mechanic stuff that having the boss face north would make it easier for everybody else, just saying. Okay, this Maleficium is the raid wide. Everyone's here just to hear me mispronounce things. It's great. Okay, so the boss will recenter, and here, all of these, like, photo cards, these crystal thingies with people, images, portraits show up, okay? So this is gonna be important. All of them do different things. And I think this is where people get really tripped up because it's a lot to remember, but we will break it down. Okay, so the boss is going to do this move, cast, and you have to figure out which one it is this gendered or no? Well, technically Gaia is, so I'll just say she, okay? So the boss is tethered to this one. This is the Ramu one. Dude. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to pronounce it. It's Ramu. Anyway, okay. The old lightning dude, okay? Okay, so this one. When it's tethered to this one, it's gonna be a circle AoE underneath the boss. So you need to get out. Okay, like remember one of the very first mechanics in the fight with this guy, like a few raids ago, and there was like the tall stick and then the small stick, then you had to stand behind the small one because this one like blew up, and you would die if you're just in this one. Yeah, so it's that. Okay, so just think of it like that. So don't stand in the middle circle AoE. Okay. Great. So we got cast again. This time we're tethered to the Leviathan portrait. And so with the Leviathan fight, remember it had like two heads that like clipped the side of the stage and then a bunch of people would fall. Or we would clip the middle of the stage and then people in the middle would fall. Well, in this fight, Leviathan just represents AoEs on the sides. Okay, and so the fight is essentially showing you what each of these do. It's just most people don't know what to look for because they don't know that it connects to the portraits. Because like legit, if you're standing here and your camera's facing this way, you might not even see any of the portraits. And so having the boss face forward, everyone's looking at the boss and then also noticing these portraits. And then you yourself as a player need to maneuver your camera to figure out which one is getting tethered. and then apply the mechanic to that portrait in your mind. Leviathan is connected. We're going to get AoEs on the sides of the stage. And so we need to stand in the middle of the stage. Okay. Cast again. And so we're looking at the portraits. Okay. So it's Ramu again. Connected. And so there's going to be a circle AoE, so you need to get outside. Okay, one more time. It's Leviathan again. See, it's really like babying us at this point. Okay, outside ones. So now we should solidify that in our minds. Formless Judgment, Tank Buster, so just stay away. Okay, so now it's tethering to... Who's this? Ifrit? It kind of looks like Gaius, but it's Ifrit. We fought Ifrit earlier with Garuda. So this one, so let's just see. I'll get it. I'll get it. Okay. We've got these cones going out, and so basically standing on the sides is going to be your safe spot. Okay, it's like a smaller cone on the side, so if you want you can just stand on the hitbox markers for the side things and you should be good. So that's the Ifrit one, and then there's all this fire, and if you get hit you take damage and bone stacks. Okay, alright, cast again. This time is Garuda. Okay, so the first time we did Leviathan, Ramu and Leviathan. This second set, we're doing Ifrit and Garuda, and it's just showing us, like, what's up. So this time we're going to see Garuda, and Garuda is also going to do cones, but it's going to be a different configuration. It's going to be like a T-shape, but in cone version, okay? And so that means that it's like the intercardinals. The intercardinals are going to be safe. So northwest, southwest, southeast, northeast, okay? Whereas with the other one, this one, only west and east are safe. For Ifrit, the red one, Ifrit, and then the green one, like, you know, I'm saying red green because like that's what their character models look like, but also there's like this glowing aura around them too. So if you want to remember the colors, you can also just look at the colors, whatever helps you, like, you know. Like I remember the fights too, so I combine these thoughts to the fights. Like Garuda likes to do a bunch of cone things like all over the place, so there's that. Okay, and yeah, if you get hit, you every time you get hit with one of these, you're gonna get a bone stack basically. And so you want to try your best to avoid at least a few of them so you don't die. Okay, Ifrit again, west or east, so the sides of the boss. Yeah, but this is all gonna be boss relative. Okay, now we have gotten stunned, and we got this little cutscene. I have other footage. I'll just do the explaining in this one, and then we'll run through the other one in real time instead of breaking it up together.
You've got to protect her memories.
Okay, so for here, we stand on this teleport thing, and we're gonna go to each platform. And here, the big boss is like destroying every platform that we just left. So there are these treasured memories here, and we have this DPS counter, Gaia's memories. And so on each of these platforms,
These are actually quite good.
you want to take care of these ads because they're attacking the memory, and you want to try to keep the memories intact, basically. So get rid of the ads as fast as you can. Okay, and this thing, this targeting, this is a special stack marker. The boss is gonna do this laser beam towards it. So everyone wants to go inside of the stack marker to help soak the damage so it doesn't destroy the memory. However, if you have this marker above your head, it's the Earthshakers one, and so you want to like move outside because that's gonna do the cone at people or towards the person who has it. So I could have stood a little bit further out like this person did, but I didn't see it fast enough. But hopefully these people move over. Oh, that moved outside. Yeah. So drop your cone and then get out of it. Okay. So, Earthshakers, it always looks like this thing. If you have that, make sure you stand off to the side. Like, the more efficient way would be to go on this side, so then the cone goes over there, but I mean, over here it was still fine. Once you see the telegraph AoE, then you can run out of it. And again, everyone else is lining up inside this thing to soak the damage. And there we go. The treasured memory is not like completely broken.
What happened to the other half?
Am I being erased from her memory?
Okay, and then we get teleport to the next platform. And then you can see the boss like destroying these platforms and stuff. And then her memory meter goes down. Okay, so we have to protect this memory too.
I told you it would make a great necklace.
Okay, double stack marker, so you spread those out, okay? Don't stack the stack markers, but try to divide up, and then we'll get these two dudes from wherever the stack markers were. And then we want to, again, attack them so that they don't destroy the memory. Okay, here we're getting a knockback. Be careful to not run off the stage over here, just because this is like, you know, a rectangle doesn't mean that you can actually go into the corner. We're still on a circle platform. But you want to go to the edge, and then you can use your knockback prevention or just ride the knockback.
Is this ice? Where did this come from?
If this goes on much longer, she'll forget everything.
Kind of wonder if you stay on that if you die. Probably. I didn't really want to test it,
This one.
and I didn't go back to test it, so maybe I will later.
That's my color.
Okay, again, take care of the ads.
Now, this one on the other hand.
Okay, there's a knockback, so get close to the middle or use your knockback prevention.
What am I doing with this? I'd never wear this color.
No! We can't let this happen!
Oh no, her memories are getting destroyed. Okay, and now we prepare for a raid wipe. Alright. Now we go back to regular fighting. Okay, so here there's a bunch of stuff happening in the back here. So that's why we want to turn around, because these portraits are here. I noticed, like, after I did the other run, that yeah, usually the boss like drops down, and then we're like always facing away from like these portraits for some reason. So we have to like turn around. Okay, so this is a tank poster. Yeah, because I think the boss is like hanging out over here during that cutscene, whatever thing. And then when it lands back, like the tank is already over here, and so then the boss faces that, probably. But anyway, you can turn the boss around. Okay, so the tank, turn the boss around there. Okay, so the boss is using release right now, and so that means it's going to release the stuff that it took from the thing. And that's why it's important to like look at the portraits. So technically it's tethered to one of them right now. And just by looking at the bubbles here, even though I wasn't like super looking at it, like just from here, for the sake of the guide, because I can pause and stop, you can see the little bubbles coming out of this cast thing. So if you can't actually see the portraits, but you see a little bit of this effect stuff, then that might be helpful. The bubbles come from like the water stuff, which is Leviathan. This like green swoopy gale wind thing is from Garuda, okay, because she does all the wind stuff. And so, and then fully turning around, I'm like, okay, I see these like orb thingies coming from their portraits and none of the other portraits. Okay, so the cast is called stock, and as opposed to before where it was just cast. So stock means the boss is just gonna hold on to it for a while, and then we get these other mechanics. Like we got tank busters here, and then when the boss does release, that's when we're gonna get the cast of all these things. So now your memories belong to us. Literally, this fight is about memorizing the mechanics to know where to go. Okay, so release is casting. You'll have a moment to see the cast, the telegraph of the thing. Okay, so Leviathan, we got AoEs on the side of the stage. Okay, so you definitely don't want to stand on the sides. So you have to stand in the middle. And then Garuda, we've got cone. North, we got the cone. East, south, and west. These colors. Okay, and so our safe spot is gonna be here. Here. Oh, let me redo that. Let me try to perfect it just a little bit. It's gonna be here, 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 and here, something like that, you know? Those are our spots. Do you want to take a screenshot? Okay. So those are our key spots here, and if you like saw the cast or saw the stock thing and saw that it's from these two, then you can think, okay, so the side's gonna get cleaved, so it has to be in the middle. And then with Garuda, she does the cardinal cones, and so I gotta be in the middle, basically close to the hitbox, and in the inner cardinal, and so one of these inner cardinal spaces. And you have a bit of time to adjust into it. in theory, it might make sense, and in execution is totally different. But yeah, figuring out what the portraits, each portrait does, and then combining them together, and then executing it. Okay, possibly preemptively going into your safe spot. Cool. But you do have a little bit of time to react to it. So we got the Leviathan bubbles again, so it's going to cleave the outsides of the stage. And then we got the Ifrit thing, and so it's going to cleave most of the front of the stage and most of the back of the stage. And so we just have our west and east sides. And so with the Leviathan one, we can only be in the middle. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And then with the Ifrit one, everything's like this. And so our only safe spot is going to be here and here, these triangles. Okay, so that's what I'm anticipating. But because the cast is called stock, the boss is not going to do this right away. We're going to have to remember it. So that's why I'm pre-positioning myself right here. So I just stand there and kind of imprint in my mind, I'm going to stand there later. Like and then I'm like kind of hanging out around this little marker, because I'm trying to tell myself to remember to stand there, because we're gonna get a bunch of other stuff happening. Okay, so now the boss is tethered to Titan. You see these rocks coming into the thingy, and then like the Aether and whatever. Okay, so we're gonna get some attacks from Titan. The ones on the side, Titan and Shiva, those are going to do their own set of mechanics. Like, I mean, they all do mechanics, but they're going to have their own kind of like mini phase. Whereas like the Leviathan, Garuda, Ramu, and Ifrit ones are the ones that do the AoEs like on the ground that combine together. And so in this Titan one, okay, there's like this big rock situation, and we'll have to deal with this specific mechanic. Like, it's not gonna show the Leviathan or Garuda or stuff. This is just a specific to Titan one. So we get a big raid wide, and then we get these rocks that fall down. Okay, there's two big ones for sure, and then we got two small ones. And then it's gonna it's the first set. You know, Titan always does this, where there's a first set of bombs that drop, and then a second set. And if you don't know which one's which, try to figure out which one's glowing first, and then okay. The first set goes out is this one, this one, this one, and this one. Like, I happen to see it, so I was like, okay, this is my clear spot. But if you don't happen to see it, also there's one right in the middle, so you don't want to stand there. I go to the clear spot, and like I happen to see this here, but I was like, no, I know that's a clear spot, because like at this point, momentarily, you can see that there are rocks, like a secondary set of rocks, but some are glowing. And so if you can like catch any of those things, go to your safe spot, wait for the first set to blow up, and then go into the next spot. Okay. You definitely don't want to be near the bigger ones, because their radius is going to be bigger. And if you have trouble with this, like these markers on the ground will indicate how big these AoEs are, like this. So you can stand inside near here. That's why this person got hit, and this person also died. I think they were, because there's one in the middle too, so you definitely don't want to stand in the overlap for that. I think the person that died probably was in the overlap. Yeah, CD. Okay, so there's like this one, but then there's also this circle for the middle one. And so I think when they were running over, they probably got clipped around here. Yeah, and so they got hit with two of them, and so they died. Whereas CK only got hit with one of them. So this can be pretty dangerous, okay? Yeah, she's so CB is over here in the overlap, and then CK is just hit with a 1. But yeah, you can also see CD has 2 vulnerability ups because they got hit with 2 of them real quick, and then they just died, you know? They didn't have any vuln stacks before. And so yeah, they did get hit with 2. That happens so fast. It really does. Yeah, you gotta be careful. Okay, go to your safe spot. It looked like I was gonna get hit with that other one when I was here, but it blew up like before I actually got into the thing. So I did not get clipped with that. Or I got clipped with the safe spot. Because when I, like right before I entered this area, this one blew up already. See, it was blowing up, and so I didn't technically get hit with that. But to be safe, you want to stay, you know, in this safer area and don't get hit with this one. Okay, Raptor's Reach. One side of the boss is going to start glowing, and you basically want to avoid that side because it's going to get cleaved. It's going to do a little bit more than half, but it will show you, and so you have enough time to move over to the other side. Oh, and then we have a stack marker, so you want to stack up for that. Great. Now remember before the Titan stuff we had some stuff, so that's the time for this release thingy. So I remember I was like hanging out right here, so I'm like, I'm just gonna trust myself and hang out there. Also, if you see someone standing and jumping, they probably know what they're doing. So here we go. This is the Leviathan and Ifrit one. So Leviathan's cleaving the sides. Okay. And then Ifrit is cleaving south and north. And so our only safe spot is this little spot here and this little spot here. This is a very tight squeeze one, okay? So yeah, you gotta get in here. So like, yeah, I was standing on the little like side marker, mostly just to like remind myself that I'll have to be on the side. But once the telegraphs show up, like you gotta react and like move in if you happen to stand there. If you take a look at the thing here, like there's this inner circle type thing on the stage, and there's this one that's kind of like a border. You see this border here? So you can use that as a point of reference, but there are a lot of shapes on this stage. So if that's too much information, it's too confusing, then don't worry about that. Just try to remember that, yeah, the Ifrit one goes north, south, and so your safe spots are east, west, and then Leviathan cleaves the sides. So you gotta go in close in the west or east sides. Okay, another cast, so we got Leviathan and Garuda again. Okay, and that one was a cast, so we didn't have to remember it. It happens right away. It's actually cast, not stock, that's what I mean. So Leviathan, like I didn't move that much from the original spot, like I was here, but I went back a little bit. And so I happened to already be in the safe spot. So if you want to like get a little bit closer around this point in the fight, that might be better, just so you have more time to react, especially if you have to get really close. So yeah, our safe spots are here, here, the inner cardinals, and closer to the boss on the inside. Because again, Leviathan goes on the outsides, Garuda does the T-shaped cones. They go out like that. Okay. This is also something that you do just kind of have to get used to, like by practicing. So we got Ramu. See the lightning kind of thingy. And then the other one is Leviathan. I see the orbs coming out over here. But pan your camera if you need to. Like, I'm moving my camera around a little bit just to confirm. And yeah, I can see the circle thingy from Leviathan and the circle thingy from Ramu. So with this one, it's circle AoE here, and then side cleaves here. So your safe spot is going to be here or up front. And it's cast, and so it is going to happen immediately. Okay, so safe spot for Leviathan and Ramu is going to be front and the back. Ooh. Okay, Malefic. Is that the raid ride? Okay, stock. So this one's gonna get stored. Leviathan and Garuda again. As you can see, the little green thingy and then the water tether and these circles of aether thingies coming from their portraits. So we saw this, you know, it's going to be the ones on the sides and the T-shaped cone stuff. Okay, but it's stock, and so that means it's going to hold on to those. So we're going to get another set of mechanics here from Shiva. Junction Shiva. So you can see this like icy tether going to Shiva here. So this mechanic that comes up, oh yeah, they changes clothes and everything. Diamond Dust, we're gonna get a raid wide. Typically we're always gonna get a raid wide during these transformation things. And then the ground's gonna turn into icy stuff. And then we're gonna have AoEs, so we have to spread out. You gotta be careful not to slide off the stage. So what you could do is, like, if you know this is about to happen around this time, you can just spread out away from each other already. Like move off to the side away from people because of the AoE that's gonna show up. But if you don't remember that, it's fine. Like if you're close to the center of the stage, it's probably better. That way, if you need to adjust, then you can kind of slide off to the side. But it is definitely tricky, because if you have to adjust and someone else is going the same direction, then that can get messy real quick. Okay, and then we've got this stack marker. You can actually wait for the thin ice to go away before moving towards the stack marker. Usually you have enough time to wait for that. Okay. Well, we got the snack marker, but then we have the Rapturous Reach. So you have to go to the other side. And then immediately after we got these AoEs. So it happens pretty quickly. Okay, so that's the Shiva phase. Okay, one more time. Diamond Dust will do a raid wide. Everything will turn icy. You're gonna slip around. Some people will have AoEs, so you gotta spread those out. Careful not to fall off the stage. You can start heading towards the stack or wait until the ice goes away and then stack up. Okay, we got hit with the stack. Immediately go to the opposite side of whatever this thing is glowing on for the Rapturous Reach thing. Okay, and then make sure you spread up with these AoEs. Okay, and then we're gonna get the release thing, and I remember I was already here, standing here, and so I was like, oh yeah, there's gonna be the Leviathan and the Garuda one. Okay. Inside inner cardinal spots are safe. figure out a way to remember what all of these do. If you have memory issues, I don't know. You gotta find your own way. You can figure out a visual way, or just like by color, things like that, or make your own diagrams and stuff. But yeah, or just keep running it until you can figure it out. Okay, so this is Garuda and Ramu. So typically, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna do whatever is the stage that's bigger. And so like whenever we get Leviathan, I automatically think, okay, bro, we're gonna be inside then. We're gonna be in the middle. There's nowhere else I can go on the outside, okay? And then if it's ever Ramu, I'm like, okay, I'm always gonna be outside. And so anything I do, I'm gonna have to adjust to the outer ring of the stage. So that's why I back up first. And then I'm like, okay, Garuda, so that's, the inner cardinals are safe. So I should be good here. Because south is gonna be cleaved. West is, or east and west are going to be cleaved. North is going to basically be, so inner cardinals, outside and inner cardinal is what I'm thinking. Okay, but that one was storing it. So here we have the tank buster, and then we'll do the release. Will we see it? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is the Ramu one, and then this is the Garuda one. Okay. And there we go. Cool. Let's watch the other one. We'll just go through the entire thing. Yeah, we have time. Sure. Raid wipe. Okay, portraits are out, so make sure you look at whichever is tethered. Ramu's first. So this is going to be outside, because it's a circle area inside. Like the Leviathan, go inside the middle, because the outsides will get cleaved. Ramu again, so get outside, the middle will be cleaved. Hitbox will be cleaved. Leviathan again, get to the middle of the stage. The sides will be cleaved. Tank busters. Okay, cast. This one's the Ifrit one. So we're gonna get to the sides, west or east. Cast again. Okay, Garuda, inner cardinals. Cast again with Ifrit, so the sides, west or east. Down for count, we're gonna get our little transition area. Yeah, this fight is difficult mostly because of having to memorize what these things do. I think mechanically it's not too bad once you have memorized the things. And so, like I mentioned, one of the other fights, the one with like the manta eater paper bird things, was the most difficult one for me, just because fundamentally I have issues with executing those mechanics. With this particular fight, I think once you figure out all of the portraits and what like pattern they do, then it's not too bad to react to them, because you're always gonna have very static positions that you can dodge these things, as opposed to the mind games of figuring out what color goes to which thingy and then you switching your debuffs and things like that. So yeah, for this fight, definitely if you're struggling with it and you want to get better, then just take some time to study on the portraits and what they do, and then get some practice in. Alright, Earth Shakers, make sure you're running outside, and then get out of it. I didn't get out of it fast enough. But everyone else, go stack in the middle for that.
What happened to the other half?
Look, there's like statues on like the legs. And yeah, here we're just taking care of
I
ads.
told you it would make a great necklace.
Whoa, it's got like multiple arms that are just hanging down there. What the heck? Okay, double stack markers, so split those up. Take care of the ads. I think if memorizing mechanics is difficult, then there are different ways to like figure out how you learn, and then you can like
Where did this come from?
accrue the knowledge. I think there's a difference between accruing knowledge versus having the knowledge and being able to execute, and then having no knowledge but reacting reflexively really well. And if you struggle with like any of those, then yeah, things will be a little difficult, but then like you can find a way to overcome those things. And so it's like this fight in particular is more difficult for you, but that other fight that was hard for me, which is like no big deal because you can react fast enough. Okay, cool. So that just means that for this fight you gotta figure out how you can remember those portraits and how they connect to certain AoE patterns. You know what I'm saying?
I'd never wear this color.
And that actually is some raid tips in general, especially if you want to do like ultimates and like savage runs and stuff like that. Or even extreme fights. Like you gotta figure out how you learn and kind of bring up the difficulties that you have. Like if you struggle with like certain, like looking at your debuffs, then that's something you can focus on, or something you can talk about with your party, like your static. If you're doing a static or whatever, you can let them know, hey, I have issues with this, can someone like help me out with it? Like what do you guys do? What do you guys think about when you have to do this specific type of mechanic? So yeah, alright, stock. So we're gonna save up the Ramu and Garuda. See, I'm pre-positioning outside the middle, but also in an inner cardinal, just so I remember it for later. Tank buster, so I'm gonna move out of the way. Doesn't seem like this person got hit. This person that was standing nearby, so, but I don't like to chance it. Okay, release. So I'm gonna go to the spot I pre-positioned at. So outside the hitbox, inner cardinals. Next one, we got Leviathan and who's it? Ramu. So it's gonna be in the middle of the stage and also outside. For later. Okay, we got Titan coming out. So we're gonna get a raid wide and then those bomb things that are gonna drop. Figure out where the bombs are. Okay, the big ones are over here, so I'm gonna run to the opposite side of the bombs, go to the middle, safe spot, wait for them to blow up, and then move to the side. Again, I kept like running into this area, but I didn't, like, the thing blew up before I got hit with it, so it's okay. Okay, get away from the glowy thingy, stack up. I keep pausing it, so it's not in real time, is it? I'll try not to pause so much. Release. Okay, so it's gonna be the middle and outside. And by middle, I meant like this, and outside, I mean like the outer ring, not necessarily the middle, as in like in here. Okay. I think after a while, you kind of, once you kind of know the mechanics, it makes more sense. Especially if you're working with a very specific like person who does the callouts. If you work with someone who does callouts. Okay, this is the Leviathan Ifrit one. So west and east inside. So typically, if I say inside, I mean inside the hitbox, and if I say outside, I mean outside the hitbox. And if I say middle, I mean the middle of the stage like this. And if I say the sides, I mean like this, but like over here or over here. And yeah, this is something that you would just figure out, whoever you're working with, how they do callouts, and yeah, adjusted that. Okay, I'm going back. This cast is the Ramu and Ifrit one, and so we're outside and to the sides, west or east. Raid wide. This is the last raid I'm gonna make for a while, dude. For real, this is the last one. Big deal. Okay, Leviathan and Ramu. Outside and in the middle. So outer ring in the middle of the stage. Like north or south is gonna be where we're going to go later. So we have the Shiva one. So we see how some people already pre-positioned, they're spreading out a little bit. So we get the raid wide here, and then we're gonna get the thin ice, and then people are gonna get the AoEs. And so if we're already kind of spread out, we don't have to move that much. See, AoE people don't need to move that much. One person did, and they fell off the stage. But everyone else was already pre-positioned, so that was nice. Okay, stack up. Watch out for the glowing side, go to the opposite side, and we're going to spread out these AoEs. Okay, and then remember the release thing? It was Ramu and Leviathan. So, outside the hitbox, in the middle of the stage here. Leviathan and Garuda, so it's going to be in the middle of the stage in the inner cardinals. Oh, we got a tank buster, so I went on the other side. That one got stored, so we gotta wait for the release thingy. Middle of the stage, inner cardinals. Nice. Was that the tank OV? Oh yeah, it was. What the heck? For sure, for sure. Okay. Here we go. We did it. We finished the fight and we finished the entire raid. Entire raid series. The entire tier and also the entire raid series. Eden's Promise complete. I think my favorite fight of the series is still the Titan fight, Sepulture. It's just so chaotic. I really like it. It's very fast. And I like fights like that. And then the most difficult one is the little orb, the flying paper manta ray thingies. Oh my god. But this one was cool too. If you do the Savage version of this one, then I believe you can get a mount, which is the Eden mount, like the spaceship. The Eden spaceship thing. I think it's that one. And yeah. Okay, cool. I hope that was helpful. Goodbye.